All right, so we're an hour from the 5 p.m. deadline before it sounds like games are going to be canceled regular season. MLB just put out its best offer, and they gave the union an hour to respond, or until 5 p.m. to respond. So the changes to the collective bargaining thresholds, they moved it up to $220 million, and for the next 5 years, it's $220, $220, $220, $224, and $230. So at the end of 5 years, it'll go up to $230. The players' union has wanted, or they asked for, $238. I have it right here, $238 million, and then $244, $250, $256, and $263. So they are a mile apart from each other. This is what else the owners have offered: a $5 million increase in the pre-arbitration bonus pool. The players initially wanted $110 million. The owners offered $10 million. So the union has brought it down to $85 million, and the owners bumped it up to $30 million. So they are still $55 million apart. Okay, but here's another one. Okay, they offered to increase the minimum salaries, which they initially already elevated from $570 to $675. They offered to bump it up to $700 now for a 0 to 1 year's experience, and elevating it by $100,000 or $10,000 each year. So it was $700, $710, $720 for the 3 pre-arb years. That's a huge increase. If I were the union, I would consider taking that and running. I know they're different than the collective bargaining thresholds, but they've gotten a lot of concessions here from the owners. But I also wonder, if the owners are saying this is their best offer, why didn't they just offer this last night? Why did they submit an offer that they knew wasn't their best, right? Are they trying to make the players' union look irrational or just, unreasonable or whatnot, trying to set it up so that they look like the bad guys and the owners look like the good guys? Because to me, there's no winner here. Okay, and the fans are definitely losing, and the game's losing. So, which is it? I mean, they've given each other quite a bit, and the fact is the players' unions are not going to get everything they want. Neither are the owners, okay? They've already compromised and agreed to a 12-team playoff, okay, which it sounds as if the 2 best teams with the best records in each league are going to get a first-round bye, and then they'll have the playoff kind of format after that, and then they'll join in the winners from whatever they call the wild card or whatever they call it. But they've gotten that already. They've talked about tanking. They've talked about a whole bunch of other things. Talked about the shift today, which to me is I don't see how it's more important than these things. But the 2 areas where they're really far apart are still at the CBET, the collective bargaining threshold levels, and the pre-arbitration pool. I would scrap that pool and just take the huge raises you got for the players. Take it and run, okay? And then if you scrap that, maybe the owners might bump up the collective bargaining thresholds a little bit. That could be a last-minute counter proposal. If I was the union, that's what I would do. Here's my counter proposal, because if you've already secured a huge raise for the young kids, huge, from $570 to $700, it's a $130,000 increase for the young kids. That's really good. That's really, really good. Okay? Yes, and again, that's what I would do. That would be my counter proposal at this point. I'll scrap the pre-arbitration pool if you raise the threshold levels a little bit. Maybe from 220 to 230 or something like that, and just bump it up accordingly from 230 to 250 or something like that. Get a compromise point in between the two. Don't sabotage this deal that you guys have basically crammed 3 months of work into a day and a half. You guys did absolutely nothing for the first 6 weeks. And then you had little tidbits of offers, and now you've, again, crammed in 3 months in a day and a half, in 36 hours. Finish this thing off, guys. We're an hour left. Come on, let's do this, okay? By the way, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I want to alert you when this thing ends, and I want to alert you of all the breaking news after it ends, too, in free agency and trade. So I don't want you to miss any of it. So if you're going to subscribe, hit that bell icon, too. Talk to you next time.